Lee, how satisfying was that win and ultimately the performance too?
Yeah, very satisfying. Very pleased with the professionalism of the players. I thought we started great on the front foot. There was some wonderful interplay, if not the finish at all times, but that's the next step for us as a team. But certainly we're really solid back behind the ball. Will Fish and Paul Hanlon marshalled it really well. It was CJ and Jego in front of them, secure in the middle of the pitch, and it allowed everybody else to go and be creative, and we was. And like I say, there were some really good moves, patterns of play, and if the finish wasn't elite, then it will be next week.
Yeah, like you say, we created a lot of chances and obviously got that clean sheet as well. That's 3 clean sheets in the last 4 games.
Well, I said to the boys at the end, that's what we've got to be obsessed with, the clean sheets, because if we play with that structure, that solidarity, and everybody puts their body on the line, you could see the effort. For example, CJ at the end of the game, could have conceded there and probably seen out the last 30 seconds, but no, he's on the line, putting his body on the line, making sure he's back, mothering the goal as we call it. And I was absolutely delighted with the clean sheet, and I know the likes of Marshall and the back 4/5 are as well.
Yeah, and obviously now up to 4th, 6 unbeaten in the league. Do you feel the confidence is building now in the lads? And I know on numerous occasions you've said as a team we're building something. We're almost getting there, do you think?
Yes, I do. I mean, I want more options, of course, and I get that when the injured players comes back, but any manager will tell you that. We always want 1 player back or 2 players back or a couple extra in the window. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to keep making the decisions for the short, medium and long term. The football club, the boys have got to bring their A game. You can see that there's a little bit of football arrogance, not complacency, but a belief there in the way that we're playing and the way they're playing as individuals. And that's how it should be. So I think I'm very proud of everybody for coming through the difficult spell, pretty much against the odds, because there were some that didn't believe in us, and the ones that did, we thank you, and I'm sure that those performances repay those bad times.
Yeah, and it was a great moment obviously for Matthew Hoppy on his Easter Road home debut, and of course for Will Fish, who was magnificent I thought today.
Yes, both very good players. Matthew's done very well and come in. It's not easy to adjust to a different sort of structure, a different culture, a different environment, and he's done that well considering he's so young. And Will, obviously, we've had a steady look at, and we know how good a player he is. So when he does things like that, it's great, but his bread and butter is obviously his defending and his winning aerial duels, and I thought he did that really well as well today.
Yeah, obviously Aidan McGeady started the game well, but pulled up in that first half. How's he?
Not good at the moment, unfortunately. He did feel a pop in the hamstring, and we'll just pray it's not as bad as first feared.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And just finally, there's 2 weeks now until our next game, another obviously weekend off to come. What will we be doing during that time period?
It's a bit frustrating for us because we want to try and keep the momentum, but we have worked well. It does give us an opportunity to get some minutes in a behind closed doors game, which we'll have on Friday. Potentially against St Mirren, but maybe in-house, so that will be good for the likes of Jake Doyle-Hayes and Lewis Miller and Jair Tavares. We're hoping that Miko's back in the fold for that one, and Nisbet as well. So there's good players to come back to full fitness, and that's what we need. We want everybody fit, everybody firing, because we need to peak going into these last few games.
Absolutely, Lee. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you. Cheers.